Hello friends, welcome. Today I wanted to try punch needling for the first time. I've seen these on Instagram and YouTube and I really wanted to try it out. So I got an embroidery hoop. It's in wood, the material is wood. I also got some monk fabric, which is what is recommended when you want to punch needle. And I got the needle, actually the punch needle. And for my first project, I'm going to go with something pretty simple. I'm going to make an apple coaster, and for that I am going to use these three colors of yarn, and I already had them because I love crocheting. So before we start, I'm going to exercise a little bit and do a mock coaster, and then we're going to dive into the big project. And I will take you along with me, so let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is build the needle. I have three sizes of needles. I think the middle one is going to be best suited for this project because my yarn is, I think, size 3. So I put it inside and then I screw the screw. And then we're going to use this tool right here to thread the needle. So what we want to do is first go inside that hole and then inside the whole needle until it appears on the bottom. And then we put the extremity of our yarn inside and we pull it through. And just like that, our needle is ready to be used. Now we are going to put the fabric onto the hoop. It's actually made of 2 pieces, just like this. And we are going to use our fabric to put it on the smallest piece and then put the bigger part on top of it. The thing is, we want our fabric to be very taut, so you are going to pull all around the circle to make it very, very tight. It has to make a little noise, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. I think like this, it's pretty good. I'm going to cut it all around so that I am not bothered by the rest of the fabric. And so right here, I am going to trace a little motif and I'm going to try to punch needle on the motif, and on the rest of the fabric I will do the real project, but for now I'm just gonna try myself at it a little bit. We're gonna make it really simple, just a little, I don't know, a little flower maybe. So what's important here is to have the whole of the needle, this one right here, always facing the direction you're going toward. So I'm going to punch needle toward me, so in my direction, so the hole is going to face my body at all times. And when you are changing direction, make sure the hole is always facing that direction. Another thing that's important, and I did not do it properly right here, you see I went out of the fabric too much, so it's going to form a hoop on this side, which I do not want, so I can pull it a little bit like that, I think. And what's also important is when you are going through the fabric, make sure to go entirely through the fabric, and then you pull it and again. What I am going to do is put my finger here, block the yarn and pull some of it through the needle and then cut it. You must block the yarn, otherwise it is going to undo the whole flower. What I'm going to do is basically, you see, here is one loop and I'm going to cut right on top so that the 2 pieces of yarn are equally long, and I'm going to do that for all the flower and see how it turns out. So I have just finished cutting the end of the loops, and that is what it looks like. So as you can see, the top right here is not very pretty, but it's okay because it's the part where I came too close to the hoop, so I couldn't trace the flower very well. To make it a little bit more defined, especially close to the petals right here, I cut the loops a little bit shorter so that it made the shape of the flower much better. And yes, now I'm going to put my fabric back on the hoop, tighten it once again, and I'm going to trace the motif of the apple and try punch needling the final coaster. So now that I have traced the apple on the fabric, we want to begin with the details, so the stem, the little leaf and the reflection of the light, because it's going to be much more difficult if we do it after doing the biggest part. So I'm going to start with the leaf and then with the other ones. And now, last but not least, I'm going to do the little reflection of the light right here with white yarn. I am going to stop here for today. Tomorrow I will pick up this project and do the rest of the apple, which is the red part. On the other side, it looks quite messy and not very good, I agree, but I am hoping that once I cut the end of the loops, it will be better because that's what happened here. So I will see you tomorrow. Hello friends, so yesterday I told you that I just needed to do the red part of the apple, but actually I am changing plans. I am going to trim the end of the loops first, because if I do it afterwards, I'm afraid I will have trouble separating the different colors. And also I would like to mention that in some areas, just like right here, when the color is changing, sometimes when I'm punch needling, the needle is going inside the thread of the other color. So I'm going to trim first and then I will do the red color. So let's get into it again. Here is how it looks like once I've cut the end of the loops. I am now going to first do the outer part of the apple and then I will fill it with red. Okay, so I have just finished punch needling the whole apple. That is what it looks like on the front, and that is the back. And now I will just need to trim the end of the loops, refine the edges of the apple, and then I think the project will come to an end. I have just finished cutting all the loops and I am pretty happy with how it looks. So now the last thing is I am going to cut the fabric all around the apple and glue it back on this side, and then I will put another fabric on top so that it looks nice. I am doing this so that it folds nicely on the back. Well friends, the little apple coaster is finally done. Here is what it looks like from the front. The back is just a simple piece of thin felt that I glued, and I must say that I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Of course, I am just a very beginner, so if you have any tips or anything you would like to share, please feel free to let me know in the comments what I should improve. And yes, I hope you liked the video, and I will see you very soon. Sweet kisses!